A few days ago, Mayor Alice Guo and some other individuals were charged under the expanded Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. Ako po'y masaya na siya po ay nakasuhan. At nakasuhan sa ilalim ng isang batas na pinanganak din nitong komite, the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality. But it seems that Alice Guo is only the tip of an iceberg. Kung tamang binahagi sa amin na intelligence information noong executive session a few weeks ago at kanina lamang din, this committee hearing is in the process of uncovering a deep and deadly web of bad actors involving international criminal syndicates, local and national politicians, and perhaps malevolent elements of a foreign state. Nakakalula ang impormasyon na aming natatanggap. Kaya sa palagay ko po, ay mahalaga na ibalangkas ng maayos. Una po, let us tackle head-on this issue of the identity ni Alice Guo. Si Alice Guo po ay nagpadala ng excuse letter sa ating komite dahil hindi daw siya makakadalo. This is truly unfortunate dahil ang dami po niyang kailangang sagutin sa atin. Itatanong ko sana sa kanya para diretsahan niya sagutin. Pero papakita ko na lang ngayon dahil sobra ako nabigla dito. As has already been reported, Alice Guo's Chinese identity appears to be Guo Haping, fully Chinese with 2 Chinese parents. Ito po'y nakita natin sa Special Investment Resident Visa o SIRV application ni Lin Wenye. Okay, naglalag yung internet natin. I'll proceed. I wrote to the NBI to request the biometrics data of both Guo Haping and Alice Guo, looking to compare their fingerprints. Atin pong nakuha ang kanilang fingerprints at sa kasalukuyan ay ito ay ina-analyze. Ngunit po, salamat sa maagap na tugon ng bagong NBI Director, Jaime Santiago, nakuha din po natin ang impormasyon na may... Ito na ba? Ito yung una dapat? Apo, ito po yung una. Ito na po yung... Tuloy-tuloy na lang. Okay. Nakuha din po natin na may Alice Leal Guo na nasa database ng NBI. Ito po ang Alice Guo na yon. Friends, I want you all to take a good hard look at this document. Same ang birthday sa birth certificate ni Alice Leal Guo na tumakbong mayor, July 12, 1986. Pareho ang spelling ng pangalan, pero ibang-iba ang mukha. Napakadami ko pong katanungan. Is it a coincidence na may dalawang Alice Leal Guo na pinanganak on July 12, 1986 sa Tarlac? Is it a coincidence that this NBI clearance was applied for just a few days before the date of filing of the delayed registration of birth of the other Alice Leal Guo in Tarlac City? Or is this a case of stolen identity? Has Guo Haping assumed the identity of a Filipino woman and then nearly a decade later run for public office? Sino po ang babaeng ito na may pangalang Alice Leal Guo pero hindi kamukha ni Mayor? Nasaan na po siya ngayon? Bakit kailangan ni Guo Haping nakawin ang pagkatao ni Ms. Alice Leal Guo kung mayroon na siyang validly issued investor's visa na papahintulutan siyang mamalagi dito? Which leads us to our next question. How large and what is the nature of Alice Guo's networks? may ebidensya na tayong nakita na may link ang Bamban Pogo Hub to Clarkson Valley, isang pogo na atin ang naunang na ocular na mayroong mga video room at mga models para sa love scam. Si Huang Ziyang, na incorporator ng Baofu at Pogante ng China, ay incorporator din pala ng Sun Valley Clark Hub. Ayon rin sa ebidensya, konektado ang Hongsheng Gaming Technologies, yung company na ni-raid at pinalitan lang ng Zunyuan Corporation sa Bamban Tarlac. Konektado ang Hongsheng at ang ni-raid ng PAOK na Pogo sa Porac, Pampanga. Paano nangyari yun? Ayon na rin sa mga papeles na nakolekta sa raid, sa pamamagitan yan ni Dennis Cunanan, dating Deputy Director General ng TLRC na may criminal conviction for corruption. Okay. Mabagal lang po yung internet. Mas mabilis yata doon sa Pogo Hubs. Malalapit na kaibigan din ni Mayor ang mga ringleader ng Lucky 99 Pogo sa Porac. Ito naman po ang photo mula sa campaign niya kasama si Catherine Cassandra Leong o Cassie Lee na authorized representative in Lucky 9 sa Porac. May isa pa kaming nakitang connection na nakakabahala dahil may kinalaman sa isang napakalaking investigasyon ng Senadong ito noong nakaraang Kongreso pa. Ilalabas po natin ito sa tamang panahon. At ang huling gusto kong masagot na tinatanong na rin ng buong bayan, sino ba ang protektor ng mga pogo na ito? Gaano po kataas sa food chain ang mga protector? DILG na po ang may sabi. Pogo money can influence the 2025 elections. Mayor Alice certainly likes having friends in high places. Hindi po basta-basta ang mga kaibigan niya. Considering that this woman is now charged with qualified human trafficking, it is imperative that her links and networks are fully investigated. I now wish to ask my colleagues if they have opening statements. Yes, Senator Grace, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. I would like to thank our Chairperson, Senator Risa Hontiveros, for her firm and unwavering resolve to this fight to oust pogos in the Philippines. It is true we have seen more than enough, and this was started also by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian in the Senate. Kung inyong matatandaan, nang ibinahagi ko sa isang privileged speech ang tungkol sa mga pogo-related abductions noong 2022 pa. Hindi pa uso noon ang mga raids. Ang meron lang tayo noon ay mga reports of kidnapping, accounts of assault. Meron pang ako nakausap na personal na nag-report sa akin na siya ay na-abduct at sinaktan. Talagang sakit ng ulo itong mga pogos. Meron mga legal pogos, pero ang problema ay pinapaupahan nila ang kanilang mga permits para magamit ng ibang operators. And just as I said in the speech, leave it unresolved and it will spread like wildfire. Ganun na nga ang nangyari. Sa loob lamang ng higit isang taon, ang illegal activities ng mga pogo ay naging full-blown operation sa loob ng self-contained compounds. Binaha tayo ng ebidensya sa kung gaano kabaluktot at kasalimuot ang tunay na mundo ng pogo. Nakita natin sa loob ng Pogo Hubs ang mga complex na mga prostitution dens na pinapaandar ng human trafficking. Nakita rin natin ang hile-hilerang computers at smartphones na naghihintay lamang na susunod na biktima at mga SIM cards at text blasters na para bang kinukot niya pa tayo matapos nating maipasa ang SIM Registration Act. Madam Chair, hindi na ako pupunta sa mga detalye sapagkat talagang very exhaustive ang iyong pag-iimbestiga dito. Nais ko lang sabihin na ipinalabas nito na may korupsyon at nanganganak ng korupsyon at nasasama pa ang mga tao sa gobyerno dito. Meron mga pag-uusap ng national security risk, pero wag natin ilihis ang pag-uusap sa kung ano ba talaga ang nanggagawa ng Pogo. Kaya I reiterate my call together with our colleagues that have signed the resolution that has been proposed by Senator Gatchalian. Please, we have to ban Pogos. Iban na natin ang Pogo dahil hindi natin sila kayang bantayan. Hindi napapakita natin na ang ating gobyerno ay nahihirapan dahil nga may mga protector sila. Pero kung may nagsabi na ban na ang Pogos, mas madali na natin matutunton. Pag may operation, hindi kayo pwede dyan. Ganun lang kasimple yon. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Sen. Grace. Sen. Sherwin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Parang hindi na ho tayo natututo dahil wala pang 6 na buwan, nagkaroon na ng pangalawang raid sa Porac naman. Yung nangyari sa Bamban, March of this year, 2024, nagkaroon ng malaking raid. Nakita natin kung gaano kalaki yung Pogo Hub na ipinatayo sa Bamban. Nakita rin natin na merong nangyaring human trafficking, merong nangyaring torture, merong nangyaring prostitution. At nakita rin natin may elemento rin ngayon ng mga pagpepeke ng ating identity at pagpepeke ng nationality. Wala pang 6 months, in June of this year, may na-raid naman sa Porac. At itong pag-raid sa Porac, halos parehong-pareho sa nangyari sa Tarlac. Itong Lucky South 99, 2 beses na-raid to. Noong September 2022, na-raid na siya. May nahanap na 40 na mga illegal aliens na nagtatrabaho doon. Gumastos tayo para i-deport. Ngayon, June of 2024, meron na naman na-raid. At nung pag-ikot ho namin doon, itong pasilidad, itong Pogo Hub na ito, hindi pang karaniwang Pogo Hub. Para sa akin, ito na siguro yung pinakamalaking Pogo Hub na napuntahan ho natin. Dahil halos ang nadiskubreng computers yung 2,300 computers. So ibig sabihin, at any given time, meron silang 2,300 na nagtatrabaho doon. At nakita natin na itong kanilang modus halos parehas. Gumamit sa Tarlac, gumamit sila ng isang bogus land company. Dito rin sa Porac, gumamit rin sila ng mga bogus companies na ang kanilang mga incorporators ay nasa bogus address, hindi alam kung ano ang ginagawa. At nakita rin natin na nagagamit na ngayon yung late registration para daan at makagawa pa na mas maraming krimen dito sa ating bansa. Importante itong late registration kasi nakikita natin na nagiging Pilipino, yun hindi dapat maging Pilipino. At kung naging Pilipino ka, pwede ka nang bumili ng negosyo, pwede ka nang bumili ng lupa, pwede ka nang magtayo ng iba't ibang negosyo, pwede ka nang kumuha ng NBI clearance at pwede ka na rin tumakbo bilang public servant. Kaya mga kasama, paulit-ulit na lang nangyayari ito. Sa Bamban, 2 beses na raid. Dito sa Pampanga, 2 beses rin po na raid. At hindi hihinto itong mga criminal syndicates, itong mga sindikato, dahil ang laki ng perang pumapasok at umiikot. At nakita rin natin na hindi ito dumadaan sa formal channels. Hindi lumalabas to sa kanilang mga income statements. Ito ay pumapasok nang hindi natin nakikita. Ginagamit nila sa pagpapatayo ng mga ganitong Pogo Hub. At ang nakakatakot, nagagamit rin nila ito sa pagsuhol o pagbili ng impluensya. Kaya dapat na talagang pahintuin itong mga pogo sa ating bansa dahil ito ang nabibigay daan sa mas marami pang kriminalidad, lalong-lalo na walang katahimikan na nangyayari sa ating bansa. At nananawagan din po ako sa ating mga kasamahan na suportahan itong pagban dahil hindi tatahimik ang ating bansang Pilipinas hanggat nandito sila dahil pumapasok sila, gumagawa ng hindi magaganda at lumalalim na yung kanilang galamay. So maraming salamat, Madam Chair, for hearing this resolution. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Sen. Sherwin. Senator JV.
Yes, maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Una sa lahat, nais kong pasalamatan ang chairperson ng committee ito sa walang sawang tigil na pagdinig sa issue kaugnay ng POGO operations. Nasimulan pa ng ating kasamahan din na Senator Gatchalian mula nung nakaraang kongreso sa POGO operation, lalo sa human trafficking at scamming activities. Kaysa po ako ng ating matapang na chairperson sa usaping ito. Ang isa pong nakakabahala na sitwasyon dito sa POGO operations sa Bamban ay ang katotohanan na ang mismong mayor ng bayan ang sangkot sa mga illegal na operasyon. Mayroon po akong mga resolution, Madam Chair, sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan sa Tarlac, no? Mula noong 2021 pa lamang, nagkaroon po sila ng resolution denouncing the alleged conduct of online gambling and cybercrime operations sa Barangay Anupul sa Bamban, declaring anti-illegal gambling policy of the provincial government of Tarlac. And it was reiterated, Madam Chair, by another Sangguniang Panlalawigan resolution of 2024 reiterating the anti-gambling policy in 2021. So ang nakakabahala dito at nakausap ko rin po ang ating gobernador, Susan Yap, na doon lang po talaga sa Bamban nagkaroon ng POGO operations. No? Dahil nga po, polisiya ng provincial government ang hindi po nila sinusuportan ang online gaming at gambling operations. So nabahala na po ako kasi po kay tulad din ni Senator Gatchalian, ako po ay member ng NPC. Kapartido pala namin si Mayor Alice Goo. No? At gusto ko rin sanang malaman, Madam Chair, kung paano yung kanyang assent to power to local government. Kasi nakakabahala po ito. We can already see that she ran for office para po proteksyonan ang negosyo ng mga pogo sa Bamban. At siguro kailangan natin malaman yung naging history. Saya po, wala siya. Siguro if there will be another hearing again, Madam Chair, I suggest we invite also the former mayor na mukhang siya po ang naging susi kung paano nakapasok si Alice Goo bilang sa political scene ng Tarlac, lalo sa Bamban. Nais ko lang pong malaman na yun nga po, na malaman ng pag-akyat sa kapangyarihan ni Mayor Alice Goo. Kaya nga po, hopefully we can invite the other persons, the former mayor who I understand siya po ang naging susi dahil po nag-last term ay itinulak si Alice Goo na tumakbo bilang mayor dahil tatakbo po siya. So siguro siya po siguro itong POGO operations really funded the campaign of both the former mayor and ito si Alice Goo. Kamakailan po, gaya na nabanggit, itiniwalag ng partido ng NPC si Mayor Goo sa pamamagitan ng petisyon na inihain ni Governor Susan Yap. Ang lalawigan ng Tarlac ay isang tahimik, malinis at progresibong probinsya sa pangunguna ng masipag nitong gobernador, ang aming pong kapartido. Ang illegal na POGO operation sa bayan ng Bamban ay nakakasira hindi lamang sa imaheng ito kundi pati na rin sa mapayapang pamumuhay ng mga mamamayan sa probinsya ng Tarlac. Ang operasyon ng mga POGO sa bansa ay mayalang tulad na rin natin sa agresibong presensya at kilos ng mga Chinese sa West Philippine Sea. The presence of the Chinese Coast Guard and militia in our seas and the operation of POGOs on our lands have only caused chaos and social disorder in the country. These are failed attempts to tamper with the Filipino courage and spirit, but undeniably have already adversely affected our communities and fellow citizens. The committee has uncovered and discovered not just the material facts and information to prove the involvement of Mayor Goo, but also the compelling and disturbing reasons that call for the government's policy shift on POGO operations. I believe that really we already have to hasten the phasing out of the Pogo industry. Huwag na po natin hintayin na may mahala na naman na mayor o iba pang opisyal ng gobyerno na magiging protektor sa illegal na operasyong ito. Kaya nga po sana huli na po si Alice Go na talagang kitang-kita mo, Madam Chair, na siya po ay pinatakbo upang pagtakpan o upang magsilbi sa interes ng Pogo operations sa Bamban. Kita natin sa buong Tarlac, wala hong Pogo operations except in the municipality of Bamban. Muli, maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat, Sen JV. And Comsec, per yung hiling ni Sen JV, imbitahin nga natin sa susunod na pagdinig yung dating mayor ng Bamban. And then, paumanhin, hindi ko kaagad nakita at na-acknowledge yung presensya ni Sen Lito. Sen Lito, gusto nyo po bang mag-opening statement din?
Hindi na po ako. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat at sa mga kasamahan ko dito sa Senado at sa mga panawin nating mga resource person, ating mga kababayan. Magandang umaga po uli. Hindi na po ako mag-opening statement. Didiretso na lang po ako kung pwede. Pwede na po? Question?
May mga tanong po muna sana,
Okay.
Sen Lito, simula sa Board of Investments kung maaari po. Pero sigurado lahat po tayo, kasama po kayo ay makapagtatanong during this hearing. Salamat po, Sen Lito. Kung makapagsimula po tayo ng mga further questions sa Board of Investments, andito po si Yusek Rodolfo. Sir, if you could take these questions po. May ipa-flash po kaming ulit yung SIRV ni Guo Huaping at saka yung Board of Investments letter sa Bureau of Immigration dated 4th June 2024. Familiar po ba kayo sa mga dokumentong ito at pwede nyo po bang ipaliwanag yung konteksto ng mga dokumentong ito? Yusek?
Opo.
Forgive me, Yusek Rodolfo, I missed something important. Could I first ask before you proceed to answer the question, pwede ko bang hilingin si Comsec to acknowledge all the resource persons, brief the committee on the status of those invited and subpoenaed, and administer the oath to those present?
Okay, good morning, everyone. The committee would like to acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. From the Philippine National Police, we have Police Colonel Lucrecio Rodrigueza, Jr. Then from the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, we have Police Brigadier General Raul M. Takaka, with Police Major Liza G. Avila. Then from the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, we have Undersecretary Gilberto Cruz. Then we have Dr. Winston John Casio. From the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, we have Undersecretary Nicholas Felix T. Then from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, we have Retired General Raul Villanueva, Attorney Jessa Maris Fernandez. From the Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we have Colonel Rimbrad B. Ferreira Pa. Then we have Lieutenant Colonel Lex Michelle B. Dapanas, JAGS. Then we have Major Aris A. Guerrero Pa. Then from the National Security Council, we have Deputy Director General Nestor Jerico. Then we have Mr. Eugene Lirio Texan from the National Security Specialist. Then we have from the Department of Information and Communication Technology, we have ASEC Renato Paraiso. We have Engineer Gladys De Ocampo. Then from the Anti-Money Laundering Council, we have Attorney Emmet Rodion Manantan. Then Attorney Arnold Cabanlit. Then Attorney Richard Chan. We have Attorney Adrian Arpon. We have Attorney Erano Domali. We have Mr. Jason Padilla, Miss Paula Bianca M. Diamante Honrado. From the Bureau of Internal Revenue, we have and Attorney Scanton Orculio. Then from the Bureau of Immigration, we have Attorney Arvin Cesar Santos, Attorney Jose Carlitos Licas, and Mr. Peter Demetria. Then from the National Bureau of Investigation, we have Regional Director Jerry Abiera. From the Philippine Statistic Authority, we have Mr. Fred Sulesta, Engineer Marisa Grande, Attorney Eliezer Ambatali, Miss Emily Macario, and Attorney Precious Angela Paganahe. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, we have Miss Lailani Feliciano. We have Mr. Bon Ryan Pangwi, Director Lemuel Lopez. From the Department of Agrarian Reform, we have Director Joseph Aurelia. From the Department of Interior and Local Government, we have Attorney Juan Victor Llamas, Undersecretary. Then from the Department of Interior and Local Government, yes, we have Yusek Llamas. Then from the Local Civil Registry of Tarlac, we have Mr. Armin Leonardo Ibarra. From the Philippine Retirement Authority, we have Mr. Roberto Susugbrado and Attorney Antonio Rivera, together with Attorney Jerome Castro. Then from the National Telecommunications Commission, we have Attorney John Paulo Salbahan. Then from the Department of Trade and Industry, we have Undersecretary Seferino Rodolfo and Director Ryan Ramos. We sent an invitation to Mayor Alice Goo, but she just sent a letter of regrets. And we invited, and then we have Mayor Jaime Capil of the municipality of Porac, province of Tarlac, together with Engineer Glenn Lansangan. We invited, Your Honor, Ms. Goo Jiang Shong, Sheila Goo, Wesley Goo. These are the relatives of Mayor Goo. But the lawyer of the Goo acknowledged our letter, but they just reply that, the lawyer replied that he is not representing the other members of the family. Then
The lawyer replied that he's not representing the members of the family?
Yes.
The other members?
Yes. But,
This is the lawyer of Alice Goo.
Yes.
So why is he even writing the committee about them? At ano po yung grounds ni Alice Goo for not attending the hearing
Well,
sa kanyang sulat, Comsec?
Yes. And I read, this is the letter of explanation of Mayor Goo. On 21 June 2024, I received an invitation to a public hearing dated 20 June 2024 from this honorable committee, inviting my presence as a resource person to the aforesaid public hearing scheduled on 26 June 2024 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Regrettably, I would like to most respectfully inform this honorable committee that I cannot attend and participate in the said hearing because I personally believe that I am not fit to appear as one of the resource person to the said inquiry. Truth be told, my exposure to prolonged stress and high level of anxiety owing to the concerning and malicious accusation thrown against me have adversely affected and caused serious impact on my physical and mental health. With all due
The mayor
respect,
believes she is not fit to be a resource person, but the committee obviously believes she is fit to be a resource person. Kaya natin inimbita siya ulit. Please proceed, Comsec.
with all due respect, as you may already know, I am placed under preventive suspension for 6 months by the Office of the Ombudsman, while the administrative charges filed against me are pending. Worse, our motion for reconsideration with motion to lift preventive suspension dated 10 June 2024 was denied, and in an order dated 18 June 2024. Second, several letters of authority were served to me and to my other legitimate businesses as the Bureau of Internal Revenue commenced their assessment. Third, the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission has openly filed a criminal complaint against me, charging charging me with the non-bailable offense of qualified human trafficking. More importantly, I have been exposed to public ridicule, humiliation, and hatred for several months now, tarnishing my public image, character, and reputation. Unfortunately, I have already been prejudged guilty by the public despite the absence of any finding by the court of law and proper tribunals. In view of the foregoing, please accept my most sincere apologies for my absence and for any inconvenience this may have caused the committee. I would like to emphasize that I have no ill will or slightest intent to disrespect, disregard, or disobey this honorable committee. From Ms. Alice Go.
Thank you, Comsec. Unfortunately, the non-appearance of Mayor Alice Go is a disregard of the invitation of the committee. At kahit may ongoing processes sa Office of the Ombudsman, sa BIR, sa PAOK, hindi yan dahilan na hindi siya magpakita rito. So at the proper time, I will consider ordering the issuance of a subpoena to Mayor Alice Guo. What about the other persons invited? Comsec, Guo, Jian, Zhong, Sheila Guo, Wesley Guo, and Lin Wenye.
There's no reply from them except that reply of the lawyer that he's not representing the other member of the family.
Which is a non-reply of
Yes.
the lawyer. So
Then
the same, the chair will consider ordering the issuance of subpoenas as well to the other persons invited.
Yes, we
Yes, Comsec, before you proceed, Sen Sherwin.
May I inquire if Ms. Nancy Gamo was also invited?
Your Honor,
Comsec.
we invited also Ms. Nancy Gamo, and we did not receive a reply. But during her interview, she told the interviewer that she will attend the hearing of the committee.
Madam Chair, she is central to this hearing, considering that she is on record the accountant or the person in charge of filing documents in behalf of the Go family in the different Go related companies, and then her name also appeared in different Pogo companies. So she's very central to this investigation, and at the proper time, Madam Chair, I'll join you in your motion to subpoena these personalities.
Thank you, Senator Sherwin.
Madam Chair, there are still some resource persons here, I believe, that need to be acknowledged.
Yes,
so
thank
we know
you,
who they are.
Sen Grace. Just before we ask the COMSEC to do that, just to make of record that my office received a sworn statement of facts affidavit from Nancy J. Gamo. And one of the points she makes here is that, however, I was unable to attend because I opened the email containing the invitation too late. Although this was for an invitation last May 22. So the point made earlier by Senator Sherwin stands, and the chair welcomes his manifestation.